Welcome. Domain Day from Cheap Wine Finder with another wine review. This one was surprising. I just kind of, it was an impulse buy. You know, I wasn't looking for wine necessarily, and I saw the wine because it's called the Flora and Stone Merlot. And we did the Flora and Stone Gewürztraminer a while back, and it was $4.99 from ALDI, and expected it to be horrible, and it was like not a bad little white wine for the summer. It was very nice. So I saw this Merlot, and Merlot is a subject unto itself, for $6.99. They're both non-vintage wines, and that's kind of scary, though at $6.99 not so much. Let me look at the back of the bottle. It said that Pacific Bay Vineyards is the company that made it, and if you go to the trademark registry, it's that trademark's owned by Fetzer. So Fetzer Wines has some sort of relationship with this wine. Some branch of it somehow is probably there, and they make a Gewürztraminer and a Merlot. Those are all vintage dated. These are non-vintage. So the wine's actually in good hands. I mean, they're very good at sustainably farming and value-priced wines. If you're drinking inexpensive wine, Fetzer's actually a good choice. So, why, non-vintage wines kind of scare me. Like in sparkling wine, even expensive champagnes are non-vintage. Just because they're trying to make a house style. They want it to taste the same year in, year out. But these expensive wines, they're not doing that. So I'm not sure if it's just that to get enough grapes or juice to make a run for ALDI, they might have had to take a couple different vintages and put it together. Because they do make that wine. And, of course, there's other ways that they could get that wine, too. And I'm drinking this and expecting nothing, and it actually tastes way above its price range. First started to nose the wine, and I was getting green pepper and bitter chocolate and herbs. And it's like, whoa, those don't end up in $6.99 red wines, but they are kind of cool things to get in a Merlot. And take a sip. Merlot used to be, well, in Bordeaux and in Napa, it's always been great. But in the United States, from like the 1990s to 2010, it rivaled Cabernet Sauvignon as the number one red wine. It had a bump when that movie Sideways came out, 2005, and the lead character didn't want any Merlot. He was going to leave if he drank Merlot. He wanted Pinot Noir, and that did trigger Pinot Noir being a top wine. But Pinot Noir is ready. I mean, California Pinot Noirs were really hitting their stride about that time, and people went, well, let's give it a try. Got great wines. And it knocked Merlot down a little bit. But ever since then, it seems to, from where it was rivaling Cabernet Sauvignon, they grew more Pinot Gris, Pinot Grigio, and French Colombard in California in 2018 than they did Merlot. I mean, that's kind of it's one of the noble grapes. It kind of fell. Not so much in the expensive wines. There's some crazy good Merlot wines in the upper range. I mean, you drink one of those and you know exactly how cool Merlot is. But it's kind of fallen out of favor. I don't even really see it that often in red blends. I mean, Zinfandel and Petit Sirah seem to have taken its place. And so, there's wine swings, like Australian Shiraz, which is Syrah wines, was all the rage, and now you don't see Syrah anymore. Malbecs from Argentina were on everybody's number one list, and now not so much. So maybe it's time for Merlot to start coming on back, because this thing hits above its price range. You know, I think Merlot's probably gotten to where you can get some bargains. I mean, it's got like leather on the nose, and then when you taste it, it's got black pepper and green pepper and plums and bitter chocolate and cherries and sour cranberry. It's got this weird, nice mix of flavors. It's got dusty tannins. None of the things you expect in a $6.99 red wine from, well, I guess you do expect them nowadays. I'm constantly being surprised. But there you go, Flora and Stone Merlot, non-vintage. Don't be scared. It tastes fine. It's smooth. It's got bold flavors, so it's a mixture of rough and smooth, and it's pretty good. So that's it for me, Dave from CheapWineFinder.com. Keep it cheap, be safe, keep it cool, and take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.